What is up, guys? We are at the Cox Media Group. As you see, we got some paparazzi right there on the scene, along with some police. Alright, y'all, so we are in the radio station right now.
Hi.
Who are we seeing today? I heard we were supposed to be seeing somebody today?
NF.
One more. Miami Beach.
So it's all good. Like, so even mom knows what's up with NF music, you know what I'm saying?
Some risky parenting.
But I know she's gonna walk away, you know, she'll learn more today in 30 minutes with you than she might have learned.
It's just more of what it's saying. A lot of people have heard my name now or whatever, but that doesn't mean they really know, like, they know me. You know what I mean? Like, my wife knows me.
Gotcha.
She knows, you know, more things about me than anyone would ever know, you know? So it's like, I guess that's just what I was saying. It was just a statement that's really just saying there's so much more that I've never really been the person who's like, oh, I'm experiencing this, I want to call my friend and talk to him about it. It's just like I'm more of like a private person. So like I said before, that kind of sucks for my wife sometimes because like she is that person, but I have a lot of issues, so it's like hard to put all that on her, you know, so that's probably something I could get better at, but it's just hard for me also in the position that I'm in because then I feel vulnerable to like, you know, like going to therapy, I was like worried to do that because it's just like, there's things I don't need the entire world to know, but like I would like to be able to talk and like work through like problems that I have. So it's like, I don't know, it's just a struggle, like something I'm trying to figure out.
Well, the good news about being married is you got a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? To get it all out.
Yeah.
So hopefully by the time you're 97, she'll know it all. You know what I mean? And that's why she married you. She's willing to invest the time. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Did therapy help? Talking to somebody who's completely uninvested in your life? Like just that they don't really, there's no preconceived notions there.
Whatever, you know, so, yeah.
Nate, you gotta get it out. Otherwise it kind of eats you up from the inside.
Yeah.
With that being said, Kelvin, I know you got another question.
Yes, I do, Camilo. Oh, actually, no, Lauren. Lauren wants to know, what made you change your stage name from Nathan Feverstein to NF?
It's actually Firestein, but it's alright. Everyone gets it wrong, so it's alright.
Now we know.
But I already forgot the question. What was the question?
Why did you change your name to NF?
Because of what just happened, basically. No one can pronounce Firestein or spell it. And yeah, I don't think there's actually like a huge reason. It's just like connecting the internet, the N and the F, and just like something simple. So, yeah. Sorry if that was a boring answer.
I love this, and there was actually a visual graphic that went with it. It was, Doubt put his hands around my throat, so I cut him off. That's what you get for stepping on my toes. My question was, is or was self-doubt a problem for you? How did you overcome it? If it was, and if it still is, how do you try to keep it in check?
Some people would say that's the most vulnerable you can really be. I mean, you've shared some really...
It feels different for me in music, though, for some reason. I don't know why. Like, when I wrote the song about my mom, my producer is, like, one of my best friends, asked me if I was, like, fine to release that song, and I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't think about it that much. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, man, millions of people are going to hear me cry on a song. Why am I fine with that? But I don't like doing this in front of people or whatever. And I don't know if it's just because when I have to talk in front of people or perform in front of people, I know everyone can see me or whatever, but in the studio you don't, so maybe that's why, I don't know.
So when you perform those songs, that was actually another one of the questions, I mean, the video for the song you're talking about was very true to me. I mean, I clearly didn't grow up in your house, so I don't know how true to life.
What song? Which one?
The one about your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Passing. You know, so it's the little kids, and it's you guys in the car with her smoking cigarettes, and, you know, just the visual of it. And a lot of your artwork seems to be very reflective of the lyrics in the song. So when you perform things like that, does that take a toll on you being out there, or is it, you know, is it a release?
Both, I think. when I was performing that song specifically, that was like really hard to do. And sometimes when you're on stage, you go on autopilot, where literally your brain could be thinking about washing your clothes after the show while you're performing. Seriously. But then other times you are like, there's times where I couldn't finish the song because I felt so emotional, or like, there's been times when I'm on stage and I'm like singing and I look out and someone's like singing every word to a song and they're crying, and then it's just like, it's like the weirdest connection, because like I was saying earlier, you may not like know each other, but music like creates an environment that you don't really get anywhere else. Because you can have a room of 1,000 people that don't know each other, but you're all singing the same song and you're feeling something and you're all relating to something and feeling emotional, and it's just like, you're probably going to leave that place and maybe never see those people again or recognize them if you did see them, but it does create a connection that's kind of like you don't really get anywhere else.
Kelvin?
Yes.
Question?
All right, so Camilo's asking, what's the symbolism for the cage for Outcast
Yes.
and Joker Face?
I don't want to like talk about the smile thing, because it's like, I don't want to like get into that, but as far as like the cell, if you look at the cover of my album Perception, I'm like standing in a cell and I'm holding keys. Whose question is this, by the way? Oh, hey, what's up, man? I just feel awkward because I'm like just looking around. So I'm in the cell, I'm holding keys, and the whole point of the cell is really like, a lot of my music is all about your mind. Like Mansion, the first album, was kind of like walking you through my mind. And so the cell could be your mind, but it can really be anything in your life. I feel like a lot of us, we have the potential and we have the ability to leave situations, or, you know, it doesn't have to be like a relationship, it can be a mental thing. Like for me, self-doubt, self-hatred, never being good enough. And so the whole idea is, when you look at the photo, you think to yourself like, whoa, like you're not trapped in the cell, you have keys, so can't you just like walk out of the cell? And obviously that sounds simple, but we all know in our everyday lives, it's not, you know. So that's kind of what the cell is really just like you being trapped, and maybe just not taking the chance or not trying to escape, which is something I really related to and I thought a lot of people would. So that's kind of like the story behind the cell. And so if you watch the Outkast music video, at the end you'll see like a bunch of fans in the cell with me. And so it's just that idea of like, we all have like something in our lives that like traps us. It could be a big thing, it could be, who knows, you know what I mean?
So obviously, as we've been sitting here on this couch together, Nate, some of my questions now are, you're answering them.
Yeah.
And you're still clearly on your journey. It is what it is, as we all are, right? I mean, I think, like I said, it's the beauty of marriage. You guys have until you're 97, or hopefully longer than that, or maybe, I don't know, whatever. You never know nowadays, you might live to be 150. Do you ever think that you'll get to a place, or do you hope that you'll get to a place where you look back on everything that you've been through and think, I get it now, like this, it all happened for a reason?
Yeah, because sometimes even now I think about that, like my maturity level from like, I was just like a very immature person, like even at like 23, 24, 25 years old, like I'm 27 now, and I just like look back and I'm like, man, the way that I think about the world or everything, you know? So yeah, I hope someday, I think as most people grow older, they're like, man, why did I do this or why did I do that? My problem is I'm always dwelling on that when I should spend more time just living my life and learning from it, you know what I mean? So it's easy to dwell on the past, which is what I always do, but I think a lot of us, like if we spend more time just like learning from it and being like, well, you know what, maybe this happened for this reason. Because the weird thing is, and I talk about it a little, but I'll probably go into more detail on the next record or something, is like, if my mom hadn't passed away, and I'm not saying that was for the better, I'm not God, I don't know why everything happens, but maybe I wouldn't be here. Like maybe I wouldn't be an artist if my parents hadn't divorced. maybe I'd be dead, you know what I mean? Or maybe, you know, so I think I do want to get to a place. I'm not able at this point in my life to be like, oh, like some people, they'll think about life and be like, I don't have any regrets. I can't function that way at this point in my life. Maybe that's a true thing that people should feel like, look, I don't have any regrets, I learned from this. Because sometimes I do believe that. I'm like, man, if this mistake hadn't happened, would I be the person I am today?
Yeah.
Probably not. So in that case, is that a regret or is that not a regret? I don't know. So basically what I'm saying is I got a long way to go.
Well, we are here for it. Are we here for it? Because I think we all have a long way to go. I mean, to be very honest with you. And again, if we had one portion of, and you'll probably go back and be like, with your perfectionist mind, I could do better, I could do more. But one portion of the ability to be as honest as you are with our failings and our successes, because that's the most important thing. It's easy to claim the things that we do right? The hardest part is to go, yeah, I effed that up. That I fell flat on my face. And to own it, and you kind of own those things over and over and over again as you perform, because it's in your music.
Yeah, I think the first step is becoming aware, or being open to being aware of something that might be wrong with you or that's affecting you, which I feel like I do that, but my problem is getting over the hill of like taking time to actually fix that. And also with this job, maybe this is another excuse, I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's probably an excuse again. I'm just not going to even say it. This is
Okay, well that just wasn't fair.
Well, basically just saying like, I need to just do it, like get over it. But it's like when you're in life, and especially this job, like touring to me is one of the most like stressful, exhausting things. And I've done 4 tours this year, and it's hard to even like complain about sometimes because I'm thankful.
4 tours.
Yeah, I'm super thankful that fans come out and like, but at the same time, it's like that personal struggle of like my worst moments in my life right now are when I'm touring. Like the times that I have the most depression, when I need to call a therapist the most, all those times are when I'm touring. And so I'm trying to figure out how do I succeed at this, but also be mentally healthy, and I don't know how to do that, you know? So that kind of sucks too, because I love writing and recording, and like, I don't mind like playing some shows and stuff. It's just I wish I wasn't so anxious or thinking about what everyone's thinking about or whatever, you know.
Everybody's thinking about how excited they are to be there to see you.
Yeah, but
I get that that's something easier for me to say than it is for you to maybe rap.
That's the other thing. It's like sometimes I feel like I can't relate to people because I don't know how to like of course there's other artists and stuff, but like I said, I don't talk to that many. I have like reached out to some just because I feel like they would understand. But it's like most people I can't go to and be like, hey, have you ever felt like you don't want to be on stage when you're on stage and you don't want people to look at you? People are gonna be like, no. So it's just like, you feel like, how do I relate to someone?
But I feel like that brings us right back to what we were talking about earlier, and the fact that, Nate, I don't think you're alone in that. I mean, we've seen it with, I hate to bring out names, but Selena Gomez canceled a tour because, you know, a few years ago,
totally.
she could. So I think that it's more common, and I want to say this because I commend you for your bravery, and I hope that at some point you get the opportunity or you're comfortable enough to say this on a very big stage, because I think what you feel would help not just your fans, but even other artists, because I think there's a lot of pressure.
Nah. Like, I'm sure everyone's not going there being like, let's put a bunch of pressure on Nate while he's up there. Like, that's not the case, but I put so much pressure on myself. That's just like if someone criticizes something that I do, I'm already criticizing myself inside. So when you do that, I become a very defensive person because I'm just like, you don't like me? I'm like, I don't like me more than you don't like me, so I don't want to hear about it, you know?
You're speaking my language. They be speaking my language right now. We're the same person. Like my boss is over there, she's horrible at taking criticism and that too. I'm with you on the defensive.
Most people are.
But again, when you're extremely self-critical, that happens. But
yeah, it's most of the time if you're defensive about something, you're feeling a certain way about it. Not always, but it's easy to say. Sometimes I do have a personality where I'm like, I don't really care what other people think. But then there's other times where I feel like the complete opposite, where I'm caring too much about what everyone thinks. So.
Well, let me tell you something. I appreciate you. Can we get a round of applause for anyone that's here? And I know that's probably going to be for awkward, and I apologize for that, but I thank you very much for spending this time with us and being so candid and so open. Hopefully we'll get you a recording studio while you're on tour or something, so you can keep making that music, because we would love to get another album from you.
Awesome.
At some point. But again, NF everybody. Thank you. So, we are gonna take pictures, yes? Okay, no selfies. If you wanna sign up the first row, step on up and kind of just single file right here.
Mr. NF right there in that SUV, he's just clearing it, guys. Shout out to NF for that interview, man. You really, said a lot of really good stuff out there. You poured out your soul for that interview, and yeah, man, that's a lot of courage that you displayed right there, man. So big ups to you, man. Much love and respect from the Iguana Man, and yeah, bro, we'll talk soon.